Right, just a little mic test. All right, we're good. Make sure everything's good here on the stream. Okay. All right, Shalom. It's your brother Thon. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Getting started up here, brothers will be trickling in here soon, and we'll have campus normal. You know what I mean? So the first precept I want to go to, get it up here. It's Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. All right. The people with the little hats on the back of their head today in the Holy Land, it was prophesied that they would be there. The Edomites. Okay. If you're trying to identify who Esau is today, it's very clear signs in the scriptures for you to identify these people. And it also lets us know what they will be trying to usher in, their plots, their plans, so that they can get the blessing back. Because that's what they're motivated by. They want that everlasting kingdom, that everlasting blessing that was given to Jacob. Two people were given worldwide dominion in the scriptures, right? Jacob and Esau. The difference between the two is that Jacob's was going to be an everlasting kingdom, and Esau's wasn't. And that's what he's striving to have, all right, with all his plots and plans, with all the things that he does to our people. That's what he wants, all right? He's trying to create his own pseudo blessing. Let's go to Ezekiel 36:5, okay? It says what? Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. Okay, so we understand who it's addressing here in verse 36. It says, which have appointed my land. What's the Lord's land? All right, the land of Israel. And that little slither of land that they have today, that's not going to be all the land that's given to us. It's going to be much bigger than that. Okay, it's going to be a much bigger portion of land that's given to the family that's from the heavens. You see? Let's read this again from the top. Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with deceitful minds, the spiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So here is the first precept we're going to bring out to allude to the fact that the people in the Holy Land aren't the bloodline descendants of Jacob. And in fact, they're actually the Edomites. You have the priests and the rabbis over there today. They're pointing at America and the West, calling them Esau, calling these other Edomites Esau, when they're all Esau, when they all have a judgment pending on them. And we're going to get to witness it. Abaratazah, we're hid in the day of the Lord's anger. There's a recipe to receive that hiding in the midst of all the evil and the chaos that's going to take place. We'll get into that as well. But a great judgment is pending on this nation of people that is in rulership. You understand? Okay, let's go to Luke 21:24. Okay, really quick. And I'm going to go get it's one in Isaiah that I want to. But let's go to Luke 21:24. Let me pull it up. Okay, Luke 21:24. It reads what? Let me see. 70 AD. But there's a point here in verse 21. Here comes the brother over here with the camp sign. This is Luke 21:24. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. So our people, we were led away captive into all nations. Shalom, brother. Shalom. You good? Yeah. I got you. Yeah, so we were led away captive into all nations, and we would even begin to look like those other nations. The way that the Lord discerns lineage and the way that the world does it, two different things. You're going to have features from mother and father, but the Lord attaches the spirit of a man to the seed that he came from. So your father determines what nationality that you are, according to the scriptures. But read this again from the top. Luke 21:24. It says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem," get this, is what we wanted, "and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled." So the people that land was promised to, they wouldn't be in the Holy Land in our time. Okay, they would be displaced and scattered. All right, that's why we always go into the diaspora. Or we always hear the term when you listen to it, we say the Israelites scattered abroad, scattered Israelites, dispersed. You understand? There's a scripture in John 7:35, if you can get it for me. All right? We were dispersed amongst the nations. We're not going to be in the Holy Land, albeit they're going to be little remnants of people who are living over there that are Israelites. But the bulk of the nation of Israel will be scattered unto the nations. And the predominant place they would be in before the Lord's returning is Babylon the Great, where the great deliverance is going to take place. When you understand prophecy, it's hard to be lied to. You understand? Yeah, whenever you got it, brother, you can bring it out.
This is John chapter 7 and verse 34. It says, "Ye shall seek me and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come."
So the disciples, they're going to try to ponder, where's the Lord going to go? Where is he going? Check out what they said.
Verse 35, it says, "Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles?"
The dispersed among the Gentiles. The word there in the Greek is diaspora. Okay? So there were Israelites by blood in these different lands that began to keep the ways of the other nations. Walk after their gods. The same way you was over here celebrating Halloween, putting paint and bullshit on your face. Same thing was going on back then. All right? That's not a custom that your forefathers would keep. That's not a way that the family from the heavens is supposed to partake in. Yet you had Israelites in these scattered lands keeping these ways. So what did the Commonwealth being the Israelites that remained in Israel, that grew up Israelites, held on to their customs the best way they could, right? They looked at these scattered Israelites as heathen. So they would call them Gentiles. So here in John 7:35, will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Because there was Israelites among those people. Not in the sense that the gospel and the covenant actual heathen could partake in it. No way. No way, Jose. All right? Read that one more time, brother. I know you got something. You can bring that out too.
This is John chapter 7 and verse 35. It says, "Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?"
So now, right there, that verse should give you an insight into what was going on back then. Why Paul was going to all these different churches amongst the old Grecian Empire, amongst the Romans and things like that. Because there was Israelites scattered among them. He didn't go to Moab. He didn't go there. Why? Now, although there were Israelites scattered there, but the bigger portion, because of the Greek captivity, because of the Hellenization of our people, they were in those lands. So that's what's being expounded upon in the New Testament. You understand? All right. So if you had something, if you don't, I want to get Isaiah 26:10. I'll read that while you found what you found, unless you had it right now.
I'm looking. It's in Isaiah though.
Isaiah 26:10. It says, "Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness." Where's the land of uprightness? The land that was promised to us, the land of Israel, the land where they're having Pink City, okay, over there in Israel. "In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord." So they've been given everything, man. They got the million, they're in their kingdom, they even got the Holy Land. The high places are theirs. They got it all, right? But they still, even with that opportunity to forward the ways that lead to life, they forward death. Okay? So there's no room for redemption for this man. His sins have reached up unto the heavens. Okay? And we're getting ready to see his fall. You got what you got?
It was Isaiah 2. Because if the if the righteous, aka the true people, were in the Holy Land, then for one of the things, which is what I'm gonna get into, man, Micah 4, yeah, that's a good one, 4 and 3, and Isaiah, and the one I was gonna give was Isaiah 2, and 5, I think, and how it goes into how they're not gonna no war anymore, right? It's not gonna be no more war, but yet in these times, bro, Elder Menatazaba, he just did a lesson on it, on basically a scoffer talking about how, oh, the Jews are being persecuted right now. Oh wait,
oh, that nigga, I seen that.
Yeah, and he just really just basically just pretty much hold the shit out of them, basically without even realizing it, telling them they're like, oh yeah, they're being persecuted right now. Oh, so if they got the Holy Land and they're being persecuted, then that can't be the people, because it wouldn't be no war. God, you say you about to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Yeah, also, why are the small hats being persecuted? Because everybody's realizing that they're in power, and they're putting a harsh reality on the people. Persecuted in what sense? Can we look up that word persecution? Let's look up the definition of that word persecution. Okay? Nobody has any physical infrastructure or power within a society to really do anything to the small hats right now. That's why the Lord's going to be the one to take them down. Okay? The Israelites wouldn't have that kind of dominion and power and be all woven into the infrastructure when it comes to making decisions and policy in the latter days. So, these Christians, they don't understand prophecy. All right? And if you can't understand prophecy and can't grasp it, why is that? Well, Revelation 19 and 10. It's because you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shah, who you ignorantly call Jesus. These people, the Lord isn't dealing with them, so they can't see the fullness of what this is about. They don't long for the kingdom of heaven to be established, so they'll make stupid ass arguments like that, like the small hats are being persecuted. Bullshit. You got it.
This is a Google definition. I feel like it does it justice, if you don't mind. It says persecution is the systematic mistreatment of an individual or group by another individual or group. The most common forms are religious persecution, racism, and political persecution, though there is naturally some overlap between these terms.
Yeah. So now in the beginning of that definition, it says systematic. We don't have any power to systematically oppress anybody. Look up the word prejudice, if you don't mind. Okay? We don't have the ability within this society, as Israelites, as a true bloodline descendants of Jacob, to be prejudiced to anybody. We don't hold power over the infrastructure, over laws, over how society flows. Come on, man. You see? Prejudice.
Gave me like 3 or 4. This is the second one?
It says law cause harm to state affairs. We don't have any power in the state's affairs. We don't have any power in the nation's affairs. Okay? It says harm or injury that results or may result from some action or judgment. So to cast judgment within the place, you have to be a part of the judiciary system. You have to have sway and power within the judiciary. We don't have that. Yeah. So who are they being persecuted by when they run the judiciary system in every nation? That's bullshit. When you see Jake trying to cope for the white man, trying to exclude them from the destiny that's written for the people in it. Let's go back to Ezekiel 36, okay, and 5. The people that are in the Holy Land before the Lord's return will be Edomites. I just read Isaiah 26 and 10. The land of uprightness, they shall deal in justice. And it coincides those people with the wicked. Okay? You got it, bro.
God, this is Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 5. It says, Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea.
Idumea, the Greek way of saying Edom, that's the Edomites. Yep. Go ahead.
Which have anointed my land into their possession.
Appointed our land into their possession.
Oh, so I said,
Edomites would be what? In the Holy Land. Exactly. Until the Lord returns. And we know that when you go to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, you can get that. So now We know that the Edomites would be in the Holy Land pursuant to the scriptures, pursuing the prophecy. Prophecy is chief. Prophecy makes the bar too high for a fool. But you got it.
Now, this is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. It said, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning.
Right there, there's 3 words for the word world in the scriptures. You have what? Oikomene, which is the whole inhabitant world. You have the word cosmos in John 3 and 16, which is a specific and orderly arrangement. Here, the word for world is aeon, which means an age, a dominion, a rulership. So Esau will be the end of the age before the kingdom of heaven's age started, which is an everlasting age. So this lets us know that Esau will be in power in that last age. Also, when you check it out, hey, Shalom, brother. Shalom, the heavy hitter pulled up. All right? yeah. So when you piece it together through prophecy, you can clearly identify who the wicked is. You can clearly identify who the enemy is. You can clearly identify who's who and who's not. All right? So read that one more time for me, brother. I know you got something. You bring it out, man. You know.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. It said, for Esau is the end of the world.
The age, right? Go ahead.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So the real descendants of Jacob, they would start to rule after this age where the Edomite is taken down. The same Edomite that in Ezekiel 36 have appointed our land into their possession. The same small hats, the same people that what? Make the decisions for all the nations a part of NATO and the EU. People look at America as the big bad. But who tells America what to do? So then you have to ask yourself, damn, they surely fit the description of the people that came after the working of Satan. Let's go get that real quick. 2 Thessalonians 2 and like 7, 8. Hey, Shalom, Zaquan. Shalom. Let's go get that. And then we're gonna look up some words there too. Because then we're gonna figure out, okay, because it talks about lying wonders in 2 Thessalonians 2 at the bottom. Now, when you look into the words, it's going into what? That technology that he's going to be able to push to deceive people. Who's in the forefront of that? What nation of people are in the forefront to push that in society? Is it these people on the sign? Is it the Arabs? No, it's the damn white man. Like, what are we doing? But when you don't know prophecy, people could play with you. People could play in your face and say bullshit and make these dumbass arguments. All right, that's why prophecy makes the bar too high for a fool. When the fucking scoffer come up, you ask them questions about prophecy. That's it. Because they don't got the spirit of Yahweh Shah. So they gonna fall flat on their fucking face. I'm tired of these fucking Christians always popping up. They just annoying. What the Elder Yashimama said last week at camp, he said the Christian is like an unwanted woman. They just keep popping up. They want to talk. Bitch, I don't want to talk to you. You got that precept, brother. Whoever got it. Here you go.
You said 2 Thessalonians 2?
Yeah, 2, and just get down to it. His coming is after the working of Satan. Hold this for me.
Okay, I got you.
His coming is after the working of Satan.
She's talking about 7, 8. God, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'll just start at verse 7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Who was ruling during Paul's time? What? The Romans were ruling. And you got all these scholars, they'll let you know that NATO and the EU is just the revised Roman Empire. That's not even something that's far-fetched when you bring it up. Yeah, there's no debate on that. We know this is the revised Roman Empire. All right? Go ahead, keep reading.
God, verse 8, it says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy the brightness of his coming.
Destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay, so these people, this revised Roman Empire, is going to be destroyed, annihilated by the Lord upon his return. Yep. That's in the Apocrypha. All right, when the Lord cracks the skies and one punches this place. Okay, so it's equating to you who the wicked is in the scriptures. We already went to Ezekiel 36 and pointed out who the chief tribe of Edom. The scriptures also say the least of the flock shall draw them out. All those prophecies, when you try to line it up and make somebody fit that description, it's only one people. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
God, verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Yeah, so there's a people upon the earth whose coming is after the working of Satan. The same way the elect, we come after Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah to push his vibration in the earth. You see? If you want to say something, Quan, just, go ahead.
God, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9 from the top. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Power and signs and lying wonders. Now, what happened recently today, or was it yesterday? Apple announced that they're going to release a brain chip interface so that you can control their devices. Yeah, now, all the major companies are going to be doing this. You got to realize, Elon Musk, he has Neuralink. Apple, they're releasing theirs. And Microsoft is going to come out with theirs. They're developing theirs. So, and this isn't Apple or Elon. This is military technology that is being released by corporations. Okay? So what they're telling people is, oh, you're going to be able to control your devices. You'll be able to communicate with people. Telepathy. That's a miracle, ain't it?
Yeah.
Telepathy?
Necromancy.
Oh, that's a miracle. But it's deceitful. We're going to get that word lying, which I'm sure will be pseudos. Okay? What they don't tell you is, yeah, you'll be able to communicate with your brainwaves, but they'll also be able to send frequencies to you and control what you're doing. So they're leaving that out. And they're painting this technology, this power. They're painting it out to be something for your well-being when it's really a chain, an eternal chain of bondage. You got that word, bro?
I got wonders, and you said lion.
Lion and wonders.
21 verse.
Lion.
All right, Strong's G5579 pseudos. It says a lie, conscious or intentional falsehood.
Intentional falsehood. They're intentionally painting this out to be for your well-being and health, for the forwarding of society, but they're intentionally leaving out that it's going to be a chain to control you, that it's going to give them dominion over your soul. You understand? Your man's goings won't be the man's goings of the Lord. They want man's goings to be of Esau. You understand? This is what they're trying to push. You got it.
It says in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be.
Right.
A perverse. It says a deceitful precept.
Woo. So they're pushing out a philosophy, a way that's contrary to the Lord's way, that's going to lead to death. You got Charles Schwab, that so-called step down, but who's taking his place? No Yuval Harari. What's his famous quote? We don't need God. We can make our own water. This is a deceitful way that he's pushing to the people that's going to lead you to destruction. Okay, the prophets have been set up to warn the remnant of these things so they don't be deceived. And we're able to shine a light on all the lies and bullshit that he says, because we can go to the prophecies and show what his real intentions are. We can go to the prophecies of this book and say, hey, this is the end goal for him. It ain't so that you can live a better life. It's to be like the Most High. It's to extend his temporary blessing. He wanted the blessing that Jacob got. That's his real intention. So the prophets can go into the prophecies and actually do that and break it down. Okay? A Purple Ranger can't go into prophecy and deal with a Christian. They're just gonna look stupid on whatever podcast they go on. Okay? Now you can get wonders, and then I know brothers got precepts. Huh?
Yeah, I had something too.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
It's Revelations 13:1. It says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. So basically, John was seeing this system that we're seeing right now, man. You see, which when you read in that second verse, it lets you know it ties it back to that, the Roman Empire, man. You see, because this is like the brother was going into. This is the revived Roman Empire, man. You see, so but when you go into this word beast, real quick. All right, this goes to the Greek word Strong's G2341. Therion. It says, I'm gonna get straight to it. A brutal or bestial man, a savage. You see, so who's living a life like that? Who's that savage, man? It's going into Esau. But when you go deeper into the root, it's the Ra. It says, of preparing destruction for man. And that's exactly what this system is, man. You see, like the brother was going into, Esau is bringing all this technology under the guidelines of convenience, when really it's a snare, man. You see, Esau, it tells you in the book of Psalms that, Esau lays snares privily, you see, but within that snare is what? Convenience. Convenience is that bait that's baiting everybody in, and once everybody takes that convenience, you know what I'm saying, it's going to trap them, man. You see, in this system that like the brother said, ultimately, this system is being forwarded as it's going to further you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make you better. It's going to make you beyond what you are now. You can be smarter than the computer. You know what I'm saying? If we put this technology in you, when really it's going to make you base, man. You see, you're going to be subject unto his will now.
You're going to be like the beast man. The scriptures, you pick that beast term because to be a beast is to be without order.
Yeah.
You understand? So you people, y'all just have succumbed to the flesh the same way Esau, going all the way back to giving up his birthright, succumbed to the flesh. Jaquan, you got something?
Psalm 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but wool was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were there drawn swords. Ooh. So, like the brother was beautifully bringing out, he's going to use this technology, to mesmerize the people, enchant the people, to galvanize them, which means to like electrify, galvanize them to integrate with technology. You know what I'm saying? Which we know to be Revelation 13 and 16.
That's it.
And technology is getting so intimate with people. People don't see that. Some people are going to be willing, and then you're going to have some people that's going to be harshly persuaded, if you will, to take it. This is why having a foundation is so important. And understanding the will of the Heavenly Father by Yahweh, which is the true name of who the word Eli called Jesus. All these things are said to happen, and with that understanding, that's why we come out here and preach prophecy. Because prophecy is everything that's supposed to culminate to who? Coming, Yahweh coming.
That's it.
Yet these Christians, you talk to them, bro, they don't agree with the New Testament breakdowns. Yeah. Even within denominations, you got post-millennialists, premillennialists, millennialists, people who believe in rapture, limited atonement, all of these theological jargons, which jargon means like a vocabulary that's particular to a topic, right? Right? We're talking about theological school. So all this, those fancy words I just named previously, they have become like the oral law. People see that and they subscribe to those things, and it's all centered in ambiguity. You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. You're a pre-millennials. I'm a post-millennials. I'm a triple O. Yeah, man, you listen to these Calvinists, man. They be set tripping each other, man.
They gang banging like a motherfucker.
You don't know what they believe in, but they all agree that us on this sign ain't those people.
Yeah. Which is another, testament to the fact of who we are. You understand? So again, a great deception is getting ready to be pushed on you by way of this devil's technology, by way of him trying to smooth talk. He been pimping your ass. It's been pimping. Stop falling for it, Jake. Okay, let's read that precept again in 2 Thessalonians and get the word wonders this time.
God, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. Yeah, verse 9. It says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Mm-hmm. Just a word for wonder, Strong's G5059, Taras. It says a prodigy, a portent, a miracle performed by anyone.
Okay, a miracle. So again, you got these companies, they're gonna be releasing this technology to come. Yeah, you could just go to work. You at the desk. You could whatever you think. It'll just be on the email. It'll be in the computer. You're gonna get so much more done. The people that take this technology early, they're gonna get promoted to do certain jobs. People gonna be like, damn, life on easy mode if I do this. It's especially in combination with the shortage of goods that he's creating. Keep in mind, bro, he's creating a reality to where the bullshit that he says seems right. He's creating a reality to where when he comes with this way that's so outlandish, that's so against the Most High, even to those Christians that say they believe, they're gonna be like, damn, this is a godly thing to do. This is the right. People are genuinely gonna think they're doing the right thing, bro.
Well, you have certain Christians out there. They're reading sermons. They're reading AI sermons.
Oh yeah. Letting AI do it.
You know what I'm saying? They're letting AI write certain sermons and things of that nature. You got the small hats over there. They say, well, since it made this, it made the sermon as part of the Ruach, it's part of the Spirit. They integrated into, their belief system already. A lot of them. So a lot of these guys, man, they don't know what's going on, and they're gonna easily fall for it, for the okie doke.
And the beautiful thing about understanding prophecy, not only do we see this play that's coming, but it builds your faith when the exact things that the Lord says, you see it play out in the earth.
Yeah.
Christians' faith can't get built up to resist the time that's coming, man, because they don't know what comes after. The persecution that we're about to receive, we know what comes after if we remain steadfast. We know the reward that comes after the persecution, and the Lord told us it was going to come. So even when we looking that through the face of adversity, it's going to be like, you know what? I know there's a reward on the end of this. A Christian isn't going to know that. A Christian isn't going to have faith to persevere through the bullshit when their relationships get fucked up for them trying to stand up against the evildoer. A Christian ain't going to have the gumption to resist when they lose their job behind this shit. A Christian ain't going to have the gumption to resist when he can't eat. Nigga ain't fasted a day in his life. Right? So these people are about to fold on a heavy level. Yeah. Even people with fringes gonna fold because a lot of people in this camp that don't understand how to build their faith, what to be concerned with. They concerned with dance parties and Passover parties, which is not a fucking party, right? Instead of understanding the prophecies, instead of shedding the fat, cutting off the ways of the world so that they can resist the evildoer when it's time. You see, you had something to say.
See, I was gonna say because they're not being prepared for what's to come, right? You got people that's saying the 1,000 years, and then now it was 20, 30 years. You already can tell what the leader of these camps, where their minds at. It's not set on salvation.
They living it up,
right? 20 to 30 years here. Okay, yes, it's better than 1,000, but 20 or 30, you're not in the spirit. Right? If you're not looking at the things that's going on, you can't be in the spirit talking about, oh yeah, we got about at least 20 or 30 years. No, it's far less than that. And guess what? Their congregation is going to be in that same kind of mindset. As scripture says, man, the blind leads the blind, they both shall fall into the ditch. Right? So since they're not being prepared, guess what? They all going to fall into the ditch. They all going to perish under the indignation of Yahushua's wrath, man. Right? Because as the brother said, man, they're not being prepared. Right, so they might know some scriptures, but if they thinking that this way is going to continue on, then guess what? They're not going to be thinking about, okay, I need to get ready for Yahushua coming. I need to do this, that, and that. No, they're going to be like, shit, I mean, wear your fringes, Doc. That's all they think about, man. The fringes, the law. Everything that's really not concerning, that's not concerning ultimately the truth, really. Now, we ain't saying it's a bad thing, if you wear your fringes, it's used to remind you of the law. But they put a whole nother meaning to it. If you ain't got your fringes, you ain't gonna make it. Oh, okay, that's all I need. That's what everybody's thinking now.
Now understanding the fringes is up here. Right. Fringes is away.
And by the way, you can buy my fringes on my website. Just use the pro code.
Yeah, man.
Primo code, I mean.
What's Eddie Murphy in that vampire? What was his name? He was up there in the pool pit.
Oh, Eagle.
It's good. Preacher Paulie. Yeah. Preacher Paulie. You niggas is Preacher Paulie, man. Sucking your congregation dry. Right. You got a precept, bro.
Man, I got a little information, man, because you got to remember what the brother's going into when we seeing these talks of this technology or putting technology inside people. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember when Trump got in office, he was talking about the golden age. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I just looked this up. It's AI overview. It says the age of Aquarius is a term used in astrology, says in beliefs to describe a shift in the prevailing culture and spiritual paradigm. It's often envisioned as a golden age where science and technology dominates over traditional religious beliefs. And that's what we're seeing right now. You know what I'm saying? The shift from religious belief, from the beliefs, man, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua with the standard, man, now to Esau's way, technology. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, technology has to actually, we make better decisions this way,
Better judgment.
Right.
So that your judgment's based off a machine that this man made. A machine that, hey, bro, if you're going to chat GPT and try to call this man, kind of have a conversation with Grok or one of those tech, and you ask him about Edomites and what's right and wrong, he going to try to cover the white man's ass. That technology has been programmed to cover the white. It's not.
Well, if I can say this, we think the thing about it is with the technology is limited. The technology that it stores is the said knowledge of this world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you asking certain things, you know, it's going to interact with you. It's going to seemingly seem like as if, you know, it's agreeing with you, or it's, you know, coming to the same conclusion that you ask. And really, you know, people are asking the loaded questions, and it's allowing you to believe what you believe.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful even with that. It's actually called GPT. Psychosis. So when people on Chat GPT for X amount of time, asking them religious and philosophical questions, to where at the end of the session they come out floating, think that they're the next, you know, savior of God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So saying all that to say, use the word but don't abuse the word.
Yeah.
The foundation is what we believe.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
you like I was, yeah, that's a great point. People think, oh yeah, but when you ask ChatGPT about who the Edomites are, it ain't gonna do that. It's gonna say, oh, we can't say for sure. That shit it's a demon. And this shit's not spiritual. It's not a replacement for the Lord's judgment. Is the point I was wanting to make to y'all. So, you know, like, this shit is a snare in every way. Everything he set up is a trap for your mind, for your time, for your resources. Everything is a fucking trap.
Sorcery.
Yeah. So again, we looked up that word wonders, lying, wonders, intentional deceit, man. And you people are gonna fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker, bro, because you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? But a great judgment is pending on this man, which makes us smile on the inside. All right? That gets me up in the morning. And, hey, look, we another day closer to getting up out of this bitch.
Yeah.
It made me smile on the inside when Apple said, "Oh, we have our own brain interface." Because we
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. That makes me smile knowing the prophecies. It's like, oh shit, it's moving along. Also makes me smile because you're gonna have the false teachers gonna have to address shit like this. Yeah. The more prevalent it gets. And watch, they gonna start fucking tap dancing. Nigga, that's not what you said last week. All right, so even with that being said, the Lord is making it clearer and clearer who his men are. We're just like, okay, yeah, it's a reassurance to us that, hey, man, we're on the right path. Call out Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You allow me to be with the right group of men to have the understanding, to see the truth, not to be lied to. You understand? You got it, bro.
All right, God. It's Psalm 64, and I'm gonna start at 5 in the AMP. It says, They encourage themselves in their pursuit of evil and evil agenda. They talk of laying snares secretly. They say, who will discover us? It says they devise acts of injustice, saying, we are ready with a well-conceived plan. For the inward thought of it in the heart of a man are deep. Salaka, yeah.
Can I get something for you? Hey, y'all can look this up for yourself, bro. This is going to cnet.com. Elon Musk, it's a colon that says, we are summoning the demon with artificial intelligence. Yep. Right. It says Elon Musk, a chief advocate of cars smart enough to park and drive themselves, continue to escalate his spooky speech when it comes to the next level of computeration. The malicious potential of artificial intelligence continues to freak him out. With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. Musk said last week at the MIT Aeronautics and Astronautic Department 2014 Sentinel Symphonium. Hopefully I'm saying that right. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the petrogramming and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon, but it doesn't work out.
Hey, if I can make a point too, even when you look up this dude called Jeffrey Hinton, he's so-called a godfather of AI. When he was so fascinated with the brain. When you look it up, in the interview he said himself, like, he wasn't even trying to create AI. It just happened on his own, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he quit. Yeah, and he quit Google in order in order to warn people about it, man. Because when he was hired with Google, he couldn't speak against it, so he quit. You know what I'm saying? In order to warn people, hey man, we need to. This shit can get out of hand, man. Then you know it's a fucking entity, bro.
Bro, the shit that they're seeing behind closed doors is different. There's a lot of spiritual things that they get to see on the left hand side that is like, oh shit,
right?
We dealing with something else, bro. When Elon Musk, I remember the interview when Elon Musk made that statement, "We summon the demon."
Yeah.
The other statement he made during that same interview was this: he said, if this we go to hell doing this, we wish we know there's no hell. But this is the statement the man made. We go to hell doing this, I don't mind going because I know I'm not going to be the only one.
Yeah.
This is a man that's in the mindset of he don't care. The Edomites don't care about dragging the world down with them in their judgment.
Exactly.
For them, it's all or nothing. They either succeed and override the prophecies of the Lord, or they go into captivity. So they really got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
A man with nothing to lose is dangerous. He'll do anything. There's no hold back in him.
Right.
He's willing to take it anywhere. So we're telling you that this is the man that's in rulership. This is the man that's telling you, oh, this is good for you. No. He has no intentions. He's like, they seen that reel some years back with that little white kid. He flipped over the Thanksgiving table. Y'all remember that video where he didn't have something he wanted. He just threw all the food on the table. Okay, nobody's gonna eat. That's the spirit that this cracker's in, man. If he can't have the kingdom, ain't nobody gonna have it. So he'll take everybody down if he can't have dominion, bro. You see? You had more on that?
No,
You was reading this article. You had more on that article? What you want to say?
No, I just wanted to put that out for what y'all was going into.
Yeah, so that when you read that article that what Elon Musk said, it makes me think of Habakkuk 2.
Right.
He is as death. This man really is the carnation of evil, destruction, death. He's the living essence of all of those characteristics that lead to destruction. And people just act like they don't see the shit because they're sedated with all of the fast entertainment, with all the bullshit food, that they're drugged up. All these people are like a drugged up hooker, man, that don't realize that the motherfucker that's watching over them is screwing them over. Sober up, man, and the way to be sober is by clinging unto the Lord's word. Okay? You got it?
Okay. This is Sirach chapter 14. It's like in verse 5. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." Man, just going into what you were talking about with not even just Elon Musk, that's just Edomites period
In general.
right? Because bro, like he clearly doesn't care about his own damn people. You could just go to downtown, right? You see all these homeless Edomites. I'm like, wait, ain't this your kingdom? Why the hell is there any homeless Edomites, man? Most Edomites should be good and just straight, right? But only in this kingdom where the Edomites, aka the Amalekite, which is the head of it, right? Don't give a fuck about their own people. If you ain't part of the family, we don't care. Now, if you're white, okay, we'll show some leeway in court, but other than that, we don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Right? So it's with knowing that he's evil to himself, to whom he'll be good, just letting you know that, like, bro, this is not someone that you should be trusting. What's that? Sirach 12 and 10, right? Never trust thy enemy. For wait, matter of fact, let me go ahead and get it. God, yeah, when it's right here. All right, Sirach chapter 12 verse 10 says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his weakness." All right, so like, bro, you got to understand first who your enemy is. They still think Esau's your friend for whatever goddamn reason. Esau's your friend, but we're the worst thing coming, right? We telling you what's to come. This man is the devil, right? And not to trust this man, but we're the wrong. Oh, you black Hebrew Israelites, even the Christians, right? Which we know that they're being paid off, right? Just to come because we're not the worst thing coming. We're not the one fucking up your food. We're the one telling you who's fucking up the food.
But they mad at us. Exactly. This man's shipping millions of baby booties all around the world, but we the problem. Come on, man. So fuck these people.
Using fetuses for all types of like
drinks,
chemicals, and stuff like that. Yep. Using the enzymes to test out like food, things like chemicals that additives, I should say, that they put in food.
So when they grow meat, y'all remember Good Burger, the Mondo Burger?
Oh yeah, the Mondo Burger.
So a lot of the elders going into, they use fetus cells from Planned Parenthood and abortion clinics and stuff like that. They use those for research to study how to grow meat. So they'll take that cell, they'll add chemicals to it, and over time, tissue and meat will grow, formed from a person, and they sell it to you in a burger.
That's right.
These people don't even realize they're cannibalists.
That's what Beyond Meat comes on. It doesn't come. The research I've done, it doesn't come from necessarily like the brother going into like the fetus, but they use genes from like a cow, and they'll reproduce it, and you know what I'm saying, and add it into like the soy and all that. You know, when you eat it, it's like, damn, this tastes like meat.
Yeah, it tastes like meat, all right.
Yeah.
Right.
They I'm sure they do the cattle, but hey, this man be lying.
I know.
I ain't
trying to shut down.
Man, fuck these people, man. I don't even fuck no more. I really don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've been niggas that took my page. Hey, no, fuck that. They took my page. You remember a couple weeks ago? They took my page in the middle of camp like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that shit?
While you was
yeah, this nigga, man. Anyway, they really, you're really eating. You don't know what you eating, man.
You don't know what you eating, bro. Even the say for instance the food that you eating, like even like we won't even, if y'all can't believe that, we won't even go over here over that. The meat that you bring that we eat, you don't know if it's from Venezuela, you don't know it's from Canada, you don't know it's from the US. Right. People think all the beef that you eat comes from here. No, bro. Yeah. They ship beef and things of that nature over here. Right. That was one of the things that Trump was targeting against Canada was beef.
How can you ship beef from a country that takes days to get here? Meat, when you kill meat.
I mean, no,
they do it, but I'm saying I want you.
There's only like 3 or 4 manufacturers of meat. Yeah, like high. So you got cows that are raised in Canada. Yeah. They got the trucks going over there, ship them down here. Yeah, take them to a spot, put the bound, and there you go.
But the meat they'll kill and ship it over here. I want to make the point. They putting chemicals on that meat to look fresh. That's what I wanted to say. I agree with everything you're saying. But you got to realize, even the meat that is a cow, is you getting that shit was killed days ago. It lived horrible. It's sick. It's all kind of bullshit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like when you pull up to a truck stop and you have like a live cattle truck by you, man, it stinks.
I haven't experienced that yet.
Yeah, it stinks very, very bad, bro. Because hey, they're defecating in that cage, bro.
Just shit, like how they did us on the slave ship.
How they did us.
That's what you eating, bro. So do you understand that the state of your meat that you put in your body has a chemical effect on you?
God, if I could add to that, they also torture them before they kill them. Like I remember seeing the video on, bro. They're like a cow for them. They would literally put a cow like on a little wheel thing and spin his ass around, just torturing him to death, but not put him out of his misery. That right there, that has an effect on you too, because when you eat that, man, that cow was in shock before it died. So you consuming that in, and then you wonder why your moods is swaying up and down, right? And that's Esau, because he do it for no reason. What was the purpose of you putting a cow on a machine and spinning it? Yeah. There is no reason.
And now your baby mama at the damn meat fucking steakhouse eating this meat that's all fucked up. Yeah. She come on with the demons on her fucking with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. She looks at the car. She act all holy around you, but get in the car and listen to some goddamn Cardi B. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or stop somewhere and get you some damn McDonald's and come home with all types of spirits on it because that food.
It was cool earlier. What happened?
Yeah.
She went out for lunch and listened to some music and got possessed. And it came back home. Fuck with you.
Yeah.
Ate some people.
Yeah. I don't need no nigga. Just shut up. Proverbs 12:10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Right? So this man, he has the whole ecosystem really in captivity on some subjugation. Hey, what a lot of people don't talk about is the insecticide that's going on. There's a huge amount of insects that's being just killed off, man.
Fucking up the ecosystem.
and that's gonna mess up the ecosystem because who eats the bugs, the frogs? Who eat the frogs? The birds. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have episodes of this a huge flock of birds just pass the hell out. Well, they probably couldn't find anything to eat.
Flying and looking,
Right.
Flying all across the country like, damn, what shit? There used to be food here.
Right.
Exactly.
Shit, look at the farming industry, man. The beef industry here in America, man. That's videos on it. You know what I'm saying? On how Esau treats these animals, bro. The dairy industry, for an example, man. Yeah. You see a dairy cow's life, they can live up to 20 some years, but in captivity, that shit is pushed down to like 5 to 10 years. Yeah. And those 5 to 10 years, Esau is constantly impregnate them, so that way they can produce milk. So after they drop a baby, they constantly just wearing them out, bro. Yeah. You see, and then once they dead, he knock them over the head and then ship their ass off, bro. And then got them confined to the point to where they can't even fucking, like, bro, their legs are so through, they can all they can do is lay down.
Yeah,
they can't even use their fucking legs.
They can't stand up because their legs, they not working. So their legs are so weak.
They sick, and that nigga gonna kill it and feed it to you.
Read what you read that. Read it. Look what the brother found online.
So I just Googled, does the U.S. buy meat from China? It says, yes, the U.S. does import beef and some other meats from China. Right. You see, it says, but not all types of meat are eligible. Yeah. It says the U.S. imports a variety of beef, including from China, and but also other countries like Brazil, Australia, and Canada.
Now, meat coming all the way from China, bro. Yeah. The shit been dead. It's starting to decay. But it'll get here, they'll slap some chemicals on that shit and wrap it up, put it in a grocery store and tell you that shit's good till June.
Bro, peak slime.
Bro, the nigga, it's a certain amount, you know what I'm saying? Because some of that shit, bro, we eating meat with shit in it, with fucking rat feces and rat in that shit. Esau got a law. It can only be a certain amount of it.
It's 2% of feces can be in your food.
And rat meat, and then it's okay. But if it's over that percentage, then it's not, you can't sell it. Bro, what the fuck, bro?
We gonna give you food, okay? It's legal to have a little doo-doo in your food. I don't want no doo-doo in my food.
Yeah, right.
The scriptures talk about we will be in this kind of living condition. We will defile bread among the Gentiles. You can get that real quick. So that too is prophecy. We ranting and venting, but this is a part of our captivity, the curses that will be upon us, man. You got it, bro.
God, this is Ezekiel chapter 4. At verse 13, it says, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I driven them.
Defiled, tainted, corrupted. So our food supply will be fucked up, and we wouldn't have any power in our hand to change that. Yeah. Now I guarantee you that the dude on El Nathazakbal's video would say, "Oh, the children are being persecuted. They eating good over there. They eat clean food. They ain't not eating that bullshit." Them old ass pedos is living till they 105. Okay? Persecuted. That's bullshit. What is this nigga talking about?
How you persecuting somebody but yet you committing a G word?
Come on, man.
G, right? that ends with side.
Oh my goodness. You persecuted, but you just blowing up babies.
Yeah, indiscriminately. Right. Hospitals. And then Allah said, well, Hamas was underneath the hospital, so we had to kill them. It's Hamas' fault that we had to bomb this hospital.
It's Hamas' fault we had to blow up the pregnant ladies.
Great.
Right. Mm-hmm. Nobody even thinks to hold this man accountable. They got a saying. Wherever you are in the world, if you want to find out who's in charge, find out who you can't talk against. Right. When you're in America, all right, Babylon the Great, who is the demographic of people? When you're in America, Babylon the Great, who's the demographic of people you can't speak against? The small hats. Yeah. The Israelites in the last days weren't foretold to be in a position of authority in that nature. Oh, yeah. They don't fit the prophecies. Prophecy is chief. You understand? You brothers have precepts? If not, I want to go to Michael 4. Okay,
Jeremiah 9:15. Therefore said Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink.
Contaminated.
Going into just laying back and out with what the brothers bringing out. Because we, didn't follow out the Lord, he fed us poison. This is what we eat now is poison.
This America has the highest cancer rate in all the world by far.
Right.
It's not even close. Why do you think that is?
Well, America allows a lot of additives that other countries don't allow.
The wormwood,
The
contaminated food. So it's so many ways that you can prove where we at.
Right.
You got it.
I just got something pulled up real quick to back y'all up. It says, so I just Googled. A lot of people don't know that the same people that own the tobacco industry, you know what I'm saying? They bought the food. They bought the food industry.
Yeah.
Bro. It says, yes, it's true. Many tobacco companies expanded into the food industry, particularly in the 1980s and 90s. Tobacco giants like Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds acquired major food companies, including Kraft, General Foods, and Nabisco. It says they allowed them to dominate the food market and generate significant revenue from popular brands like Oreo cookie, Kraft mac and cheese, and Lunchables. Hey, and we know the fucking cigarettes got over 500, 600 fucking chemicals in it in one fucking stick. You know, including cat booty juice, man. Literally, cat booty juice, bro.
I remember that. I remember that
The
video.
nigga, nigga smoking cat booty juice, bro.
Bro,
So I don't know. So imagine the food, the shit, the chemicals in the food. That's why when you look on the back of your fucking label, it's over 60 goddamn ingredients and
Right.
flavors, bro.
and they pick names for them, so you have no idea what it actually is.
I'm in a good job, but I need to open up. May 2nd, I was robbed.
The whole nation of Israel was robbed. All right, and we're gonna get restored by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I wasn't being funny, but well, his whole nation was robbed. That's why we are pleading the crime.
Right.
You understand it? We worried about the dominion of the earth. Bullshit happen to everybody every day.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, fuck. We talk about dominion of the earth, man.
With a gun though. And then I
This
get
nigga
it
got
done.
bombs. Esau's blowing up. Bro, we talk about the kingdom of heaven being established upon earth. We talking about big shit. Fuck this place. America gonna burn. Fuck the people here. They gonna die here.
That's right.
Okay? We're worried about the kingdom of heaven being established. This white man is killing everybody slowly. Fuck this place. It's done for.
Right.
You got what you got, bro.
So
This place is wicked, and we don't give a shit about none of it.
Went up in that white girl.
Oh, that's going, man. You said that the Lord gonna restore us. It's Jeremiah 30 and verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Because they call thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
Woo! So this nation of people have been put to a lower state to where everybody looks at us as the scum of the earth. Unless we shaking ass, dunking a basketball, making music.
Yeah.
Okay? Outside of that, you a nigga. You understand? So there's nothing for these people here. You should be longing for the world to come. All right? There's nothing for us here. And anybody that's invested in this place, we don't got nothing to do with them. All right? The only thing that's going to protect a member of these people when the destruction comes is if Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with them. You gonna run out of bullets. Okay? You break a knuckle or a fist, you can't. There's only so much ass you can whoop.
Yep.
Okay? Look, the only way you're gonna be delivered out of what's coming to this place is if the Lord is with you. Okay? Goofy shit, man. I knew when I just knew. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to go to Michael 4 because I want to point out the fact. I just want to keep nailing the point home that those people in the Holy Land are complete liars and thieves. He brought up the fact that he was robbed. Yeah, we was robbed of our whole identity. So I want to show these checkpoints that the so-called white man, he doesn't fit the description of the chosen people when we go back to that land. The conditions of the earth don't line up. Somebody lying, and it ain't the Lord. You got something else?
Real quick. Hosea 1:7. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah and will save them by Yahweh their power. It will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. So he was screaming to get you a gun. That gat is not going to save you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like
No, go ahead, bro.
you made me think about that Proverbs 11:4. How rich is profit not in the day of wrath.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, with you buying a gun, using a gun, right? And I think in that same verse, it goes into righteousness delivered from death, if I'm not mistaken. You know? So, it's if you have Yahweh Shem Shai with you, you good. But if you don't, man, like the brother said, man, no matter how many bullets you got, hell, you might not even get a chance to go out blazing like you think
You might get sick.
Right.
Nigga.
There's other ways.
That's chemical warfare.
Right.
He might put a pocket nuke on a place where you live at. You don't know. There's only one way to be delivered, man.
Yeah.
Okay? The Lord built this. He built up our adversary to a point to where you can't overcome him carnally.
Yeah.
The Lord set him up that way on purpose so that we had to look to him for salvation. So a fucking bullet or damn, that's might as well be a fucking slingshot.
Exactly.
Now, if the slingshot got the power Yahweh Shah behind it,
Yeah.
that's different. Look at David. All right? But if you ain't got the Lord with you, man, if he ain't in it, you can't win it. That's just it. I just don't got no patience for niggas.
I ain't gonna lie, that was funny.
Yeah.
You want that, Micah?
Yeah. Let's go to Micah, man.
God. I'll start at verse 2 unless you want to show that.
You start at the top, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. This is Micah chapter 4 in verse 1. It says, "But in the last days,"
Huh? In the last days, meaning, okay, when the kingdom of heaven is getting ready to be established. Okay? Go ahead. This is when we're going to go back to the land and everything. Go ahead.
God, Micah 4 and 1, it says, "But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains."
It's going to be the top government, mountain government. And it's going to be established in the top of the mountains, making it the sole world. You know how they got superpowers today? This is the world power. We're going to be the sole world power in the earth. What we say goes. No debate. You got it.
God, continuing on, it says, "Established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the
The
hills."
smaller nations and governments and tribes and people. We're going to be the top. You know how we have to live within the infrastructure he created?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be subject to the laws and the standards of Yahweh Shah.
Right.
They're going to be subject to the family from the heavens. You got it.
God, continuing on, it says, "Exalted above the hills, and people shall flow onto it, and many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh and to the house of the Most High of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways."
Nations are going to flow unto this government, this family of people, to learn the ways of righteousness, to learn how to do everything from business to agriculture to art. They're gonna be excited about it.
Exactly.
They're gonna be like, "Hey man, I'm trying to get up to Israel." It's gonna be like, you know how back in the day, a kid from Texas be like, "Man, I wanna go see what New York look like." That's gonna be people coming up. Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be like my life will be complete. I gotta scratch that off my bucket list. If I could just go to Yasharala, man, and get to really see the people, see one of the elect people. You know how, bro, people was passing out and dying when Michael Jackson came out of concert.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I saw this.
The Lord gonna let him outdo it? Hell no.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
Mike used to just stand on stage looking at people.
Yeah.
And Europeans were just passing out. You know what I'm saying? How much more so when Yahweh Shai returns, man? The man that's gonna change the whole entire world. I'm talking about new technology gonna be implemented in the earth.
Yeah.
Clean they're talking about clean technology now. Wait till we get the technology of the chariots down here on earth, and how much this earth is going to thrive, man.
It's gonna elevate.
You know what I'm saying? New continents gonna be built. This one ain't gonna be inhabited.
Yeah.
New continents gonna be built. The earth gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Many mansions. Being able to travel space, wormholes, all that stuff, man.
And the earth ain't even fully inhabited.
Yeah.
There's huge portions of the earth where there's just no people.
Shit, look at Texas.
Right. There's big parts bro, the map fucked up. They don't even show you the real size. Oh my goodness. Bro, we're about to enjoy the earth. But again, going back to the point, them people over there, they not the people. They don't fit this description. When we go back to the Holy Land, this is what's going to be happening. Go ahead, bro.
God, back in Micah chapter 4 and in the middle of verse 2, it says, "And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Most High from Jerusalem."
So the law, the ways, the infrastructure, okay? How different worlds are established. You talk about the music world, the agricultural world, all right? The media that's pushed. Their instruction is going to be given for all of that. Guidelines is going to be given for all of the industries in the earth from the family of the heavens. Whatever you're into, there's going to be a lane for you in the world to come. to do it in righteousness. There is nothing here. Don't be a goofy ass nigga and be attached to this place. Let that old nigga go. That old nigga don't get to go up in the chariots, man. Yeah, the Lord know you interested in things, just things you want to do, and you know, He gave you those desires.
Exactly.
But He's letting us know that in the kingdom of heaven we get to enjoy those things in full.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
This is the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 45 in verse, I'll start at verse 4. It says, thus shalt thou say, verse 4, it says, thus shalt thou say unto him, the Lord saith this, behold, that which I have built I will break down, and that which I have planted I will pluck up, even the whole land. And seeking this is the Lord talking basically to Baruch, you know what I'm saying? It says, and see it, this is the point, and seekest thou great things for thyself? Seek them not. For behold, I will bring evil upon all flesh, saith the Lord. But thy life will I give unto thee for a prey in all the places whither thou goest. So that he was telling them, man, look, bro, don't seek great things for yourself, because I'm about to destroy this place. I'm gonna destroy the land. You know? That's what he was telling them back then. How much more in these times, man? You see, why would you be out here trying to seek great things for yourself on this side, knowing that America is gonna be destroyed, man? Our main focus should be on the ministry, man. You see, pushing forth the will of Yahweh Shem Shai, and ultimately trying to be covered in that time, man. You see, we thinking forward, just like our forefathers. Our forefathers had what they call it, foresight. They can see, they saw it, like the scripture said, I think it's in Hebrews, they saw the promises afar off, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we see it, man. We thinking of forever, man. You see, these niggas thinking of right now, man. This shit is gonna perish, like it says in 2 Peter, bro. You know? We thinking of forever, man. We want a true legacy, man. Because the true legacy, the last thing that's gonna stand, man, is the legacy, what we doing right now. And I think you make that point, man. What you doing right now is going, you know.
Right now you're building your eternal reputation in the heavens. The elect are gonna be of that cream of the crop, because their people are gonna know, damn, they was in the chains of darkness and still stood stiffly. This is a different caliber of man. So their reputation is gonna be attached to how you were moving this last go round.
That was it on that.
Now it's time to prepare. But we say we preach to everybody. Always a time like the mother, and you got to get right. We got to make sure that we're fully persuaded in our own minds individually, man, to catch that hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
We have to know that things are going to get worse out here for ourselves, and understand that the elect are going to pass the test. There's going to be some very trying times in the near future. You know.
If I can say, and it starts now, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to prepare your mind now, man. You see, you gotta be in the spirit now in order to be in the spirit in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. A lot of Jakes think that it's gonna pop off and then they just gonna automatically snap in the spirit and they ain't been doing shit, man. No, it starts right now, man. What you doing? How you been? You got to be in the spirit right now in order to have the spirit in Jacob's trouble, man. Yeah. You know, the mindset that you got to go into, man. A soldier like it says in Peter's, man. I mean, 2 Timothy's, not Peter's. You know what I'm saying? About what is it about a soldier, man?
Go into the prophecies of the Bible. Yeah. If you want to listen, you can park and come back. All right.
Yeah, coming back. Whatever, nigga. But like I was saying, man, it starts now with that soldier mindset, man. Like the scripture say, a soldier that's at war don't entangle himself with the affairs of this life, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta go to work. We got to make our daily bread in order to, you know what I'm saying, have a place to stay and be able to take care of our family. But ultimately, our mind is on the kingdom, man. Yeah. You see, that shit is just, this is our main objective right here, what we doing right now, man. This is what we live for, to do this work, man. You see?
This is the Amazon stock when it was in the garage.
Right.
Right. It may not look like that with the eye, but like you said, our forefathers had vision. You got to have vision in the spirit to see what this is leading to. The men that are standing stiffly for the ways of the Lord are going to rule and dominate the earth forever, eternally. But the investment looks like this right now.
Right. That vision is what's going to keep you going. Bro.
Yeah.
Right. When things get dark.
Yeah, that's that. As you saying that's that Hebrews 12:2, right? How looking unto the author and finisher of our faith. Yahweh Shai, he folk, man. It's like I'm just gonna have to get it.
It's just like oh man, if somebody say, "Hey, I'll give you immortality but you got to get in the ring with Mike Tyson.
That's easy work.
That's easy work. Like, fuck, you know, I'm gonna live forever.
Nah, for
But
real.
you know, Jake, they in the spirit where they afraid of a man. They're clinging onto their flesh. They let their flesh and how their flesh feels control the decisions they make. They don't even know. Jake can't save $500. This requires for you to be in the spirit, to be in the spirit of saving, to be in the spirit of investing. You understand? You got it.
I got something for the elder Mike Oliver. It's Job 11, and I'm gonna start at 8 and 18 in the NLT. Having hope will give you courage. You will be protected and rest in safety.
Right. Hey, that hope gives you courage. That you know that what you're doing is not in vain. Like if you know, hey, you go through ups and downs of the truth.
Yeah.
You might be frustrated, you know what I'm saying? This and that. But shit, what keeps you going is hope that you could be a part of that elect. And that keeps you going, bro. You know? But a lot of people, they don't really have that hope because they've never been taught that hope.
So how could you fight this spiritual fight if you don't even know what to look forward to? How could you fight that spiritual fight when everything, this devil's taking everything that made you comfortable away from you, and you don't know that there's a greater reward on the back end? You can't fight. You can't fight back.
Right. The scriptures say, man, in the what is it, Ecclesiastes, that those that look out the window, it's gonna be darkened. Yep. So it ain't like you said, elder. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna get us through this darkest time in history, man? With that light, man, having this hope. You see? But it's a little bit more, man. Verse 19, it says, you will lie down unafraid, and many will look to you for help. Yep. Verse 20.
That's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers, you know, or us in general, man, people are going to be coming to us and looking for us to help those family members that you were kind of cool with, but you told about the truth, they thought you were kind of tripping. More and more, they're going to be coming and knocking at your door, figuratively speaking, or knocking, or calling you. Right, trying to get in contact with you.
Right.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna shine like the stars of heaven in that day.
Then it's gonna be known. It's gonna be known who's who, what's what.
Right.
Because all this bickering back and forth and debating and all that's gonna go out the door when you can't eat, bro. You ain't gonna wanna. People. These Christians and folk come along. They gonna want to get into prophecy when that squeeze happens.
Right. Can't do it.
Then we gonna see.
Right.
We gonna see. You know what I'm saying? That's why every man gotta be fully persuaded in their own mind. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're such in an advantageous situation. And like the brother said, you take advantage of it, bro. Right. You know, take advantage of, you know what I'm saying, trying to, you know, get into the spirit while you still can. Man. You know? Especially if you got children, you want your children to make it, your gal. Right? It's all on you as a man.
Right.
You gotta have a foundation. Before anybody else.
Lot's daughters got saved because he was the one.
Right. Exactly. It's on you. It's on you. It's on you, not on anybody else.
Right.
A lot of people build their platform off of proving other people wrong. Everybody can tell you what they don't believe in and who they don't like, but can't nobody tell you what they willing to die for.
Right.
Yeah. Or live for.
Yeah.
These people ain't living about shit.
Right.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
No, it's good, bro.
Go ahead.
Job 11 and verse 20 in the NLT, it says, but the wicked will be blinded. They will have no escape. Yeah. Their only hope is death.
Right. So these people, they going on day for day. You got a few females out there still trying to be a bad bee on Instagram, not knowing that they supposed to be starving in the next couple of days or weeks or whenever it pops. Hey, they saying that these terrorists, we're going to still feel the effect of it by the end of May.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. The rail, well, you know, with the shipping I've been noticing, it's been a lot less. It's getting, I'm like, damn, it's less loads. It's
less loads.
You know what I mean?
In the field that I work in, bro, we got to order ports and particular things like that. Bro, we ain't got shit. We done put an order in, bro. We ain't got shit. We don't know when we going to get it, bro. Right. So that lets you know, man, this shit is
grinding and ceasing,
bro. Real talk. Yeah, right. Real talk.
That's right. The grinding is ceasing. Price gaps are going to be happening. It's going to be very difficult to get food. You know what I'm saying? At least for a little bit. Yeah. Because you got to understand, there's going to be rumors upon rumors. Right. Just like during the time of the Lord, when he came back, there were several famines. Yeah. Well, after he died, there was in the time of Acts, there were several famines that went on before the actual destruction of Jerusalem. Right. So this is going to be occurring, you know what I'm saying, on top of war, aforementioned, and really already going on top of social unrest, on top of AI. So it's gonna be like a time like no other, bro. If you don't have your foundation right, you're not gonna be able to pass this test. And a lot of people, they don't have a foundation
At all.
A lot of people, man, they live a life of nihilism, which means a life of meaningless.
Yep.
Meaningless. You know what I'm saying?
Gratification of flesh.
Right. Just indulging in the flesh. Consumerism. When that is taken away, these people are going to turn to brute beasts.
Man, these people, a couple missed meal. They say it take 9 meals for a society to miss before all chaos break out.
Man.
9 meals for these people is what, 3 days? Because they eat 3 times a day.
Yeah, these big boys out here, all they need is one day. All they need is one day for the news to say, hey, there ain't no food out here. You need to go and you need to stock up. And people are going to be acting a fool. People were slapping, were boxing over some toilet tissue.
Over big screen TV on Black Friday. Right. And that's in the green tree.
Right. These are we're dealing with perpetuated adolescents here, man. The average person doesn't grow emotionally from 12 years old, bro. Right. Look how the average person acts.
They just big ass kids.
Big old kids, man.
We up here teaching this nigga with missing his front teeth. You know, the Lord clearly been judging his ass. We talk about the scriptures. He sat here for 30, seconds and stuff. I got robbed. Yeah. That's a childish. It's like you don't see, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They think it's church. They think we out here on some Black Power tip and we out here telling people about Jesus and he wanted to give a testimony. Yeah. No, we ain't on that tip, bro.
Just to add to your point, I brought that up just so that people are very childish in the mind to where they can't understand the scenario that they're in. They walk into a room, they don't know how to be. They don't got home training. You know, your parents, you ain't got no goddamn home training. These motherfuckers ain't got no home training, man. They don't know how to navigate the world around them, which is why people have no conflict resolution skills. They don't know anything that makes them uncomfortable in their life is the end of the fucking world. They're children.
And a lot of that shit, especially in this young generation, is due to this technology, man. You see? Because at one point in time, when you done had this technology, your kids were outside playing and communicating. That helps with what you say, problem
solving, resolution skills.
Right, exactly. Kids playing and arguing amongst each other, that helps with that, develop that, man. You see, but now that's taken away due to this technology that's been given unto the children, man. Now they don't know how to fucking act, man.
They don't know how to function with people. By the time, the brothers up here that grew, that knew life before social media, by the time you was 17, 18, you knew pretty much how to deal with majority every type of person. You kind of knew how to navigate with all these different types of people because you had experience socializing with them.
Right. All you was good enough. You was good enough at what you did.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like this is me, so I
can move like this.
I can move like this.
Yeah. Sure, but before social media, by the time, because I as a kid, I was well traveled. I got to be around all these different rooms and social statuses of people. So I was able to at least be in any room and have a conversation with somebody and just be there at least. These kids can't do that. Even if they got resources available to them, that social media has fucked up their attention span. Their understanding of how to socialize, what respect is, what do's and don'ts has been fucked up by social media and all these trends and what they see celebrities do. So they actually don't even know how to be decent in a room where you got to show respect, where you got to be reserved. They don't know when and when not to speak. They just don't know.
Right. The whole text message thing.
Yeah.
That came about people don't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
You a motherfucking, I don't want to text, I want to talk.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to, people don't know how to hold a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this technology, bro, that shit, like going back into the point earlier, man, that shit convenient, but that shit is destroying us, man.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of, I did some research on autism. They said that, first off, autism is only a first world phenomenon.
Wow.
You don't see no motherfucker, you know what I mean, like in third world.
The technology
taking out running and shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of there's huge. Oh, my bad. I want y'all to be funny.
That was hilarious. It's
I
fun.
want y'all to be funny.
They take it over.
It's like, but you don't really see that in third world countries. You see it in first world countries because of there's a huge correlation between screen time and autism. Right. These kids in front of the TV, and they're just stimulated all day to where they're being stimulated, but they're not being taught.
Right.
It's just
You know?
zombies.
Yeah, it's not right. But you give them a tablet, they know how to make
Bro.
it.
Yeah, they get.
Bro.
But he can't speak. But this nigga done broke into goddamn
your
NASA.
passcode.
Yeah.
Your passcode to
Yeah,
know to go to you.
Yeah.
Know to go to YouTube.
Yeah, like how did you break into my phone? But this nigga can't speak.
Nigga can't make a friend on the playground.
Yeah.
And then the women is so damn, they so fucked up. They don't know how to actually deal and be with a man.
Right.
So on their side, they result to being on that I don't need that. They result to that as a defense mechanism. A lot of them. It's not even that they don't want to conversate and coexist with a man. They just don't even know what it looks like. They don't know how. So they result to that. Right. So they result to that programming they see on the phone as a defense mechanism to comfort themselves. Everybody is leaning on some bullshit that Esau gave them to comfort themselves.
Yeah, it's scary.
And that's exactly why people can't function today, man, because they rely off of social media. And when you look at social media, it's a whole bunch of bullshit anyway. Right?
Living your life off of damn Instagram post.
It's TV with real people. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like we walking in. We're in a reality show.
In reality, if people take that and they escape and say, I'm a Facebook famous, like I'm known. I'm on Instagram, like, bro, that shit is not real.
Right.
On them damn apps. Don't believe what they showing you on them damn apps, man. It's a real world out here. It's real judgment that's about to play out. Okay? You about to be real hungry. Right. You about to be real thirsty.
Right.
You understand? You about to be real lost. All right? And this is when you get found, bro. Yeah. But again, if it's in the story, that the Lord put in your story, then you'll get it. Yeah. But we know most of these people, man, I kind of see past them. Because I know they just food. Right. I know they missile food. And it sounds harsh or cold, but it's actually just the truth. And we don't look at death the same as other people do. We know it's not something that's final. So we know these spirits will be back. But this go round, most of them just gonna die.
Yeah, they just need new rulership.
Yeah.
What can you do with somebody who has baby daddies?
Yeah.
Multiple, like plural, like not one. Yeah. Not one, plural.
Yeah. What can you do with a woman with that 1,000-yard stare? I know that 1,000-yard. That woman that she done built with 150 niggas, she can't even pair bond. She can't even love her children the same because she been through so much dick. Right. So she just can't. Right. Yeah. She got so many spirits on her now that she can't even be a proper mother. Right. Which is what makes a woman's life full. Children, the multiplication of life around. That's what makes a woman life full. So you got women out here with that 1,000-yard stare that they don't even have they just soulless. There's nothing that could satisfy them. There's no point in living, really.
Even when you look in the book of Samuel, when you look through the scriptures, you see like it was basically like a curse thing if a woman couldn't have children. Yeah, you see. Yeah. That's why you had with Samuel's mom. She was getting teased by Samson's dad, other women. You know what I'm saying? You can't have baby. You know what I'm saying? She was, bro. That was looked at something like. Why? Because that's what the woman was made for, to fulfill. That's what the true purpose of a woman is, to bring forth children and to be a mother, man. You see, to be a happy mother, man.
That's why when women get older, that's why older parents, after their kids out the house, they need what? They need grandkids. Yep. It keeps them alive. It keeps them going. It gives them a reason to push forward. Right. These people don't have nothing except things that Esau's going to take away. He's going to take away all the things. Right. So then what?
2nd Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish then, which were born in vain.
Born in vain.
And let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. And I believe that's alluded to Isaiah the 5th chapter. How the Most High built a vineyard and it grown wild grapes. So he destroyed it, but left a cluster, I believe.
Yeah, he kept a cluster.
You know what I'm saying? That was fit, which that represents 1/3. A lot of people gotta go, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Right. Hey, we got certain family. I know brothers could attest to this. You got for certain family members, you look at them like you.
True.
I'd be happy when you just go back to the spirit world. I don't mean nothing by that, but you're just not a good person.
You got to be reset. Yeah, you could be one of my kids on the other side.
Yeah, but you gotta be baptized.
Got to be reset.
Yeah.
You need to reset. You know how I remember that kid that had that Sega.
Yeah.
I fuck up on the game. I mean, I'm starting this shit over, Nick. You know what I mean? Just press the reset, but fuck it.
Y'all see, y'all too young for colleges. You got to right. Yeah, so
well, okay, PlayStation, same thing. Any game system, you know, you as a kid, you trying to figure the game out, you don't do right, you go. You people need to be reset like that game console. You gotta start fresh.
Right clean.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man.
I got one family member, man. This person, I ain't gonna, they show up and just everybody just in dread because they know that this person was to be acting a dang fool.
They got demons on them.
Got demons, just cussing, just acting. This is like, wow. You don't even want to be around them. You get them, you block everybody, block their number.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? They call you, you act like you out of town.
I got an uncle, man. He mad at me because I won't share his mixtape on social media. This man 50 years old.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, bro.
Touche.
Man, it just mad all the damn time at me because I don't want to share his damn mixtape. I don't want you to.
Is it good though? No, I'm playing. Bad joke.
We gotta get out of here, bro. That's some people just gotta be reset, bro.
Yeah.
Not that they they're not as bad as Esau, but damn, they just need to be reset.
They just through.
Yeah.
A lot of people out here are through.
You know?
Yeah.
But to most people in the world, they would hear that and like, these guys are pieces of shit for saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love. We are talking about love. We talk about people being restored to actual life, to a place where they can flourish. Yeah. You got it.
Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
So you can be mad at us, but it ain't like we can do that. The Lord ordained that.
Yeah.
I'm just okay with what the Lord doing. I'm not just okay. I'm ecstatic about what the Lord is doing.
Yep.
Okay, let me rephrase that.
Better you than me.
Yeah.
Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried.
And that fire is going to be adversity. When you're trying to purify metal, you have to heat it up to its breaking point so those impurities could be pulled out. Okay? Our weaknesses, our attachments to this place, all right? Our preconceived notions of how to be given to us by the so-called white man and his programming has to be pulled and drained out of you. Right. So that the Yahweh shine you could shine forth. Right. Okay, you got it.
It says, and I will, it says, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is my God.
Ooh, so for us to have that intimate relationship with the Most High first, we got to go through that fire. That fire is a process of events that has to happen. Right. The fire, then that intimate relationship gets to come back. Okay, and we in the midst of the intimate relationship right now. Right. But it's going to be even on a higher level. That's what we want. That's what we was talking about when we said some even our loved ones got to be reset. We want them to have that closeness with the access to life. Okay, you got it. Whoever.
Jeremiah 30 and verse 11, it says, for I'm gonna start at 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
So the deliverance, we're going to be saved up out of the North Country. But there's certain things that's going to happen here before we're taken out of this place, and the healing takes place. We're changed, and we get to enjoy the earth in its fullness. It's a process of events. This is prophetic too. Again, if you don't got the prophecies, you can't even understand the big picture of the scriptures.
Verse 11, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all the nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
These societies, these nations that we've been scattered into, they're going to be demolished. They're going to be taken down, all right? The elected, this people isn't going to be taken down, no. They're going to be refined, like that silver is refined, right? And then we're going to be restored and set up on high, like we were talking, reading in Micah the 4th chapter.
Right.
All right?
And that lets you know that we're going to have to go through, we're not going to go unscathed, bro. We're going to have to go through something, man. Just when you read up in that chapter, it talks about the day of Jacob's trouble. but he shall be saved out of. The Lord is reiterating again. Look, I'm gonna make a full end of these niggas. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna rescue you. You gonna be in, but I'm gonna correct you. You're not gonna go unpunished, man. You see, that's why it says the elect shall be scarcely saved. The Apostle Hart did a video a while back. The Elder Bon Supply that sent me a clip of a video where the apostle said, man, we gonna, hey man, in that day when the time, but we gonna have to get down, man. You know, we might have to, you know what I'm saying, do what we gotta do in order to survive with you. You know what I'm saying? End the nigga, you know, or whatever you know, just like in that book of Eli. You know what I'm saying? He got wounded, but the Lord was still with him.
To finish his course.
Right. So hey man, we ain't about to go through unscathed. No, we gonna go through it, man. You see, but the point is the Lord is gonna be with us. He's not gonna make a full end of us like he's gonna do the 2/3, man.
I got something to back you up. It's 1 Peter 4:17.
God, this is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. It said, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
So judgment's going to start with the people who know they're Israelites. Okay?
It's already happened.
It's already happened in a big way, in a real way. It's the plumber nigga.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to keep going.
God, verse 18, 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 18 says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved,
The righteous, those that are the elect, the righteous scarcely be saved. Can we look up that word scarcely? Let me see here. I'm going to get that word scarcely be saved. Meaning by the skin of your teeth. You see? Now, you get it. It says, molest, with difficulty, hardly, not easily, very rare. It's going to be a rare occasion for somebody to be saved. Meaning it's going to be something that is, you ever seen an Indiana Jones movie where he's running and he got to slide up under that wall?
oh,
He
yeah.
barely get up under that wall. The wall get his hat by the skin of your teeth, man.
Right.
But you're gonna have to be equipped in the spirit to make that slide.
Right.
The people that ain't been equipped with the full armor of God, they're not gonna be able to endure the things that are coming.
Right.
You see, that's the brothers going into it. You got it, bro.
God, back in 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 18, I'm gonna start from the top. It says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
They're gonna be out of there. Even the 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be out of there, and these nations are gonna be out of there. Okay, just to back the brother up. That was it.
So, you feeling you, brother?
Yeah, that was it.
Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourges our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent, when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy.
Steal in the dunk. That's fire there. 1,000 times. You said 1,000 times? 1,000 times. The judgment, bro, that's coming upon it. We're gonna break them with a rod of iron. We're gonna have complete dominion. The kind of control that Esau's trying to have over us that we talked about in the earlier the sermon of camp. We're gonna have that dominion past that. We're gonna have complete dominion over these nations to where if we want to stop the rain in their land, we could. The scriptures say that. The stopping of rain, which is a metaphor given to you to show that we could cut somebody's agriculture off, meaning their food is off, meaning their economy is fucked up, the jobs is fucked up, their whole existence showing that we're gonna have complete dominion over people's reality. That's a big deal. So everything that Esau's trying to manufacture for himself is going to be given to this family of people. But we're going to do right with it because we're going to be changed in our inward parts. We're going to have the Lord's mind within us. You see, to do right all the time, to never make mistakes. Esau always has it to where when he depicts a godly figure in the movie, they're making mistakes. He tries to humanize them. We're not going to be like y'all.
Yeah.
We're going to have a terrestrial and an extraterrestrial body, but we ain't gonna be like y'all. Not in the spirit. We're gonna be perfect. That's why we're gonna be fit to rule forever. You see? Okay, you got more than that?
That's it, brother.
I got that. We can finish Michael 4 up and then we can wrap it up unless y'all got, more precepts, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. But oh shit. It's like I dropped it on accident.
It's all good.
Here you go. Micah chapter 4 and verse 3. We're at verse 3.
Okay, got it.
This is Micah chapter 4 and verse 3. It says, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations. Yeah, rebuke strong nations afar off.
Yeah, we're gonna have dominion to then put judgments on the nations to rebuke them. And nobody, we're not gonna have a country that backs us to get things done. We're not gonna go, hey America, could you help us deal? No, it's gonna be us by ourselves. Yeah. Again, we was reading this to illustrate to people in the Holy Land aren't it. Yeah. But it's gonna be some more glaring indicators as we continue to read. Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says, strong nations are far off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
All right, this is the opposite of Joel, the 3rd chapter. In Joel, the 3rd chapter, it talks about the nations militarizing for the war of Armageddon, World War III. But here in Micah, the 4th chapter, it says when the people go back to the land, there's not going to be need for militarization. And it goes on to say that there's not even going to be war anymore. Now, ever since 1948, since they went back into that land, it's been nothing but war all over the world, including with them. That's not going to be the case when the true bloodline descendants return. They do not fit the description of the people. When you know prophecy, you understand that, and you can't be lied to or played with. But there's a lot of people with fringes even on their shirts that don't go into prophecy, don't understand it, so they can be confounded by a nigga like Ron Dalton. Damn. Nigga, Ron Dalton?
Let's check.
Come on, man, keep reading.
God, back in Micah chapter 4 and in the middle of verse 3, it says, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nations shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
So nations are not going to learn war anymore. All right? They're going to be in the spirit to where they understand, like, hey, there's no rebelling against these people. These people are like gods, lowercase g. You understand?
Yep.
Yeah, weird shit going on. We about to wrap it up. Continue reading.
Verse 4, Micah chapter 4 and verse 4 says, but they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken it.
Yeah, so we're going to be in complete peace and complete rest. We're not going to have to worry about anybody bombing us. We're not going to have to worry about people questioning our legitimacy. Hell no. Right. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. When you line up the prophecies and overlay what the hell is going on, you know what's going on. It's clear as day. Yeah. But peace on earth. Yeah. What the hell are we talking about? But what was it? 60% of pastors don't even have a biblical worldview. They don't look at the scriptures and actually overlay it with what's going on.
Oh yeah.
So you people are fucking lost, especially you Christians. Y'all don't know what the hell going on, man. Right. Y'all fighting in the dark. Y'all don't have the light to even do battle with us, or to do battle against this man that's gonna come upon you. So you're gonna lose heavily because you're not prepared in the spirit. You're just a nigga in America. That's it. That's all Jake want to be. But I showed you that clip last week. Yeah, remember? Yeah. She was like, well, y'all gotta pick y'all the Native Americans, y'all Israelites. Right. You're a nigga. You're a nigga. Bitch, you can't be both.
And then Jake wonder why you can't get. I don't know why we can't get along, because you don't have a culture.
Right.
A culture is a way of life.
Right.
Being black is just really, taking on the ways of Esau Edom. Yep. All the stereotypes that he consider you, that's in being black. You know what I'm saying? So being black is basically a Frankenstein. And then Frankenstein that Esau Edom has made based off his stereotypes.
Man.
Yeah. This is why we're calling for those who have ears to hear to come out of that and to come into this truth. Yeah. You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Israelites, man. And with understanding who your true power is, right? His name is Yahweh Shai, the word English called Jesus. Understanding his will before he comes is going to galvanize you to repent. This is why we come out here so much and to prophesy and let you know that the time of Yahweh Shai is coming. Yeah. Just wanted to throw that out. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful. That's beautiful. I feel like that was like a closing statement. You got something? You got anything? Well said. So I brought this out. The lesson was edifying. Once more, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing His truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Shalom.
Shalom.